Welcome to EduCasts, home of EduCasters. Now we get to the good stuff. If hygiene factors are about treating the staff like adults, motivators are about treating them like professionals. These are the factors that actually move the needle on student achievement because they drive the teacher to go above and beyond. 1. The work itself. This is the core of the onion. Does the teacher actually like teaching? Herzberg argues that the nature of the task is critical. In education, this means autonomy. Nothing kills the work itself faster than a scripted curriculum. When a district hands a teacher a binder and says, "Read this script, do not deviate, and be on page 42 by Tuesday," they have stripped the job of its artistry. They have turned a creative professional into a delivery mechanism. To trigger this motivator, teachers need the freedom to bring their own flavor to the classroom. They need to be able to look at their specific group of students and say, "You know what? The textbook explanation isn't working. I'm going to build a simulation to teach this concept." When the work itself is challenging, varied, and allows for creativity, the work becomes its own reward. 2. Achievement. Teachers live for the light bulb moment, that split second when a kid's face changes from confusion to understanding. That is the feeling of achievement. But achievement needs to be tangible. Teachers need to see the results of their labor. This is where standardized testing often backfires. If the only metric for success is a test score that comes back 6 months later, the sense of achievement is disconnected from the daily grind. Educators need frequent, meaningful wins. They need to see a student's reading level jump. They need to see a behavioral intervention plan actually calm a disruptive class. When teachers feel like they are winning, like they are actually making a difference, their fuel tank refills. 3. Recognition. This is tricky, and schools often botch it. Herzberg is specific here. Recognition must be based on achievement. A generic staff appreciation week with stale bagels in the lounge is nice, but it's a hygiene factor. Interpersonal relations. Real recognition is when a principal walks into a classroom, sees a teacher doing an incredible Socratic seminar, and says, "That was masterful. I want you to show the rest of the department how you set that up." It's about validating the professional competence of the teacher. It's specific, it's earned, and it reinforces the behavior you want to see. When a teacher creates a killer curriculum unit, recognizing them publicly isn't just an ego boost. It's confirmation that their extra effort mattered. 4. Responsibility. If you want to treat teachers like professionals, give them actual power. In many schools, teachers are treated like overgrown children. They have to ask permission for everything. Herzberg suggests we need job enrichment. We'll get to this in a bit. Responsibility means letting teachers own their domain. Let them choose the textbooks. Let them have a say in the budget for their department. Let them mentor new hires. When you load a person with responsibility, you are telling them, "I trust your judgment." That trust is a massive psychological boost. It transforms the job from "I work here" to "I am a part of this." 5. Advancement and growth. Where does a teacher go? In the traditional American school structure, the career ladder is incredibly short. You are a teacher, and then you are a teacher with tenure, and then you retire. The only way to move up is to leave the classroom and become an administrator, which is a totally different job. This lack of advancement is a motivation killer. Ambitious, high-performing educators often leave the profession because they feel stagnant. Schools need to create pathways for growth that keep talent in the classroom. Master teacher roles, instructional coaches, curriculum leads, positions that come with a title change, a pay bump, even a small one, and new challenges, but allow the educator to keep teaching. We need to feed the hunger for professional evolution. If a teacher feels like they're doing the exact same thing in year 20 as they were in year 1, we have failed to motivate them. This is where the rubber meets the road. Herzberg made a crucial distinction that every school administrator needs to tattoo on their forehead: the difference between job enrichment and job enlargement. School systems are notorious for job enlargement. This is also known as horizontal loading. It means giving a worker more work to do. "Hey, can you cover lunch duty?" we need you to join this committee that meets at 4 p.m. Fill out this extra data log. This is just adding more grind to the grind. It doesn't motivate. It exhausts. It increases the hygiene burden without touching the motivators. It's like asking a digger to dig a bigger hole with the same shovel. Job enrichment, or vertical loading, is about increasing the depth of the job. It's about pulling down responsibilities that used to belong to the supervisor and giving them to the worker. Instead of the principal deciding the PD schedule, hand the budget to a group of teachers and say, "You guys decide what training we need this year." Instead of the district mandating a reading list, give the English department the autonomy to curate texts that reflect their student body. Job enrichment makes the work more difficult in a cognitive sense, but more rewarding in an emotional sense. It engages the brain. It demands problem solving. It respects the intellect of the educator. Far too often, when schools try to improve morale, they default to shallow gestures. They buy pizza. They relax the dress code, jeans day. These are hygiene tweaks. They are fine. Who doesn't like jeans and pizza? But they don't solve the problem of a bored, disempowered workforce. To truly fix education, we have to stop trying to bribe teachers with snacks and start enticing them with autonomy. So what does a Herzberg-aligned school look like? How do we take this theory off the page and into the hallway? Step 1. Clean up the hygiene. You can't motivate a starving person. Before you can talk about instructional excellence, you have to ensure the basics are covered. Pay. Districts need to fight for competitive wages. It's non-negotiable. Safety. The environment must be physically and emotionally safe. Support. Administration needs to shift from a gotcha mindset to a service mindset. The principal's job is to remove barriers so teachers can teach. Time. This is a big one. Stop wasting teachers' planning periods with useless meetings. Give them the time to do the administrative parts of the job so they aren't doing it at midnight. If you skip this step, any attempt at motivation will be viewed as cynicism. If you try to give a teacher more responsibility, a motivator, while they are drowning in paperwork and underpaid, hygiene issues, they will rightly tell you to shove it. They will see it as exploitation, not enrichment. Step 2. Vertical loading. Once the baseline is stable, start handing over the keys. Curriculum design. Move away from teacher-proof curriculums. Train teachers on standards, then let them design the path to get there. Peer observation. Instead of top-down evaluation, create systems where teachers observe and coach each other. This builds the interpersonal relations hygiene factor and the growth motivator simultaneously. Student placement. Let teachers have the final say on which students need which interventions. They know the kids best. Step 3. Individualized motivation. Administrators need to realize that not every teacher is motivated by the same thing. Teacher A might be motivated by achievement. They want their AP scores to be the highest in the state. Give them the resources to get there. Teacher B might be motivated by the work itself. They love the creative process. Let them pilot a new project-based learning initiative. Teacher C might be motivated by responsibility. Put them in charge of mentoring the student teachers. A good leader knows their people. They know which lever to pull. We are at a crossroads in American education. The old factory model, where teachers are just interchangeable cogs in a machine, delivering content to students who are also just widgets on an assembly line, is broken. It's burning people out, and it's failing our kids. Herzberg's two-factor theory isn't just some dusty academic concept from the 1950s/60s. It is a desperate plea for humanity in the workplace. It reminds us that teachers are not machines. They are complex human beings who need to feel safe and secure, hygiene, but also need to feel capable, respected, and purposeful, motivation. If we want to stop the exodus of teachers, we have to stop putting Band-Aids on bullet holes. A jeans day won't fix a toxic culture. A slightly better dental plan won't make a teacher excited to wake up on Monday morning. We need to be brave enough to reimagine the structure of the teaching job itself. We need to create schools where the hygiene factors are so solid they become invisible, fading into the background so that the real work can take center stage. We need environments where teachers are challenged, not by bureaucracy, but by the intellectual rigor of their craft. When we treat educators like the professionals they are, when we feed their need for growth, achievement, and autonomy, we won't just keep them in the classroom. We will ignite a fire in them. And that fire, that's what lights the way for the students. That is the only thing that ever has. Herzberg taught us that the absence of misery is not happiness. It's time we stopped settling for not miserable and started aiming for inspired. Because our students deserve teachers who are more than just present. They deserve teachers who are truly, deeply motivated.